I forgot anybody was there. I forgot anybody was there. I started smoking and looking at my phone. What about that murder marathon? That sounds fun. He's not locked in here with you. You're locked in here with him. Why, you filthy little pervert. How'd you know? You must have looked at my search history. Stop looking at my search history. So I do hope you enjoy today's comic book video. And if you do, please hit that like button down below. And also
20 years ago, a boy drowned in Crystal Lake because the camp counselors weren't watching him. In the following days, they started to die one by one. They were murdered by the boy's mother, Pamela Voorhees. The counselor had to stop her. Now her son Jason stalks these woods seeking revenge for her death.
Wait, wasn't his mom seeking revenge?
Yeah, didn't he drown as a kid? Whoa.
Wait, maybe I'm not telling it right. Oh God!
Final girl.
Thanks for telling me. Now I can report you to Sony and report you to the FBI and report you to YouTube. Operator, start tracing them. Get them, operator. You heard me. Start now. I'll kill you. Don't make me kill you. I'll rip your brain out through your nose with a wire coat hanger. You'll be chained to the chair the whole time. I can't wait to chain you to the chair because it's going to be a wire coat hanger going up your nose, pulling your brain out. Okay, Mom. That's what it says. It says, okay, Mom. That's what it says right there. And there's a bloody head. Some old lady. There she is. There she is. Oh yeah. Get the bitch. I missed her. Son of a bitch. I missed that fucking whore. The fucking whore got away.
Final boy.
Why you dirty little, why I oughta, why you dirty little, I'll get you.
Final boy.
Just because you said that, now I'm gonna smoke marijuana now. Now I'm smoking marijuana because of what you said. It's marijuana time. Never heard of it. Name some place that I heard of. Never heard of it. That's a fake made up land. Fake made up place right there.
Well, really, Magneto was thinking of the best way to save her, but was taking too long to go save her. That was a problem for Logan, because at this point in this universe, Logan and Jean Grey are a couple. Because in this universe, she never met Scott Summers. He's part of the Apocalypse League. Also, Logan lost in hand trying to save Jean Grey from her captors. Jean Grey and Logan leave, but we see that Rogue may be kind of falling in love with Magneto. She is very concerned for him, but she is pulled away by Gambit, who is trying.
Commonly used in these films, as the villains mostly have past trauma built up that they let out by murdering others around them. Many film critics cite films like them were the genius of filmmakers that have been able to make their mark today solely because of these killers, but almost all of them have some or other aspect that were inspired by real killers. People's fascination with violence and murder has been around for longer than we can imagine. Starting with ancient torture methods to famous murderers like Jack the Ripper, the act of murder, no matter how brutal, may evoke fear and sadness in most people, but certainly touches upon most people's curiosity as well. Today we set aside the famous killers from slasher films that waking up and breaking out of a coffin at the morgue. Panicking, she dials 911, but the phone line gets cut off. When the mortician comes to check on what's going on, he is killed by a man that appears out of nowhere wearing a metallic skull mask. In order to escape, the girl nicknamed Princess is able to stab him and run out, where she is picked up by a boy named Tucker, who agrees to take her home to his wife Cindy. As Chrome Skull tracks Princess down to Tucker's home, he murders Cindy while Tucker and Princess escape. Named Steven, who finds out that Chrome Skull is a serial killer who records himself murdering women using a camera on his shoulder and sends those tapes to the authorities. As Tucker and Steven confront Chrome Skull and escape a bunch of times in order to keep Princess alive, many people get killed along the way. Chrome Skull does not hesitate before murdering anyone who crosses his path or acts as an obstacle. In the climax of the film, Chrome Skull traps Princess and shows her his camera, where she finds out she used to be a prostitute whom he drugged and then beat her on the head with his bat, causing her to get amnesia. This frustrates her, and she attempts to attack the killer. In the midst of all the struggling, his mask falls off, and he accidentally puts on another one which Tucker had lined with cyanoacrylate. The chemical causes his face to start melting, and as Chrome Skull writhes in pain and agony, Princess bludgeons him seemingly to death with an aluminum bat. Princess leaves behind a missing persons flyer that Steven had earlier printed out for her, and writes down a detailed explanation of everything that went down for when the police arrive. Not much is known about Chrome Skull except that his real name was Jesse Chromians and that he hailed from Jacksonville, Florida. He was mute and was notorious for several killings, targeting young women in southeastern USA. After recording himself killing his victims, he would sample the audio from the women and use them to create custom voice recordings that he could then use to communicate with others. Chrome Skull was unusually strong, even for his size, and used a pair of twin hunting knives as his choice of weapon. When he returns in the 2011 sequel, it appears that he was nursed back to health by the secret organization he ran, instead of being found half dead by the police like Princess had planned. He tries to go on another killing rampage on Halloween, and the film ends with his pregnant wife finding out about his killings. Not being able to bear the news, she shoots herself in the interrogation room. Gunther, The Funhouse, 1981. The Funhouse was also released as a of terror and directed by horror filmmaker Tobe Hooper. The film starred actors like Elizabeth Barrett, Kevin Conway, and William Finley. The Funhouse was Hooper's big success after the Texas Chainsaw Massacre in 1974 and was set at
I'm not gonna go.
under the unwritten rules a serial killer has to abide by. Leslie.
Disfigurements. Tony Malam's 1981 slasher film is undeniably one of those movies that aided in rekindling the slasher fad of the 80s. This movie might come across as a regular summer camp slasher flick with a disfigured groundskeeper wanting vengeance, but this one seriously happens to be brushed aside. Armed with a pair of enormous garden shears, Propsy's character becomes an instant hit, putting majority of the horror flicks today to shame. You may want to give the entire credit to director Malam, as he was the one to... Welcome, YouTube. My name is...
Ride where a group of teenagers get stalked by a deformed killer. The plot of the film follows Amy, who hesitantly agrees to visit a carnival with her boyfriend Buzz, her friend Liz, and Liz's boyfriend Richie. At the carnival, the teenagers smoke pot, cause chaos, view exhibits and magic shows, and even watch a strip show they were not legally of age to view yet. It all seems fun and
Are you supposed to use a knife when you do that? You need to use a knife. But you gotta wrap electrical tape around a knife and then shove it up your ass.
The group hides during closing time to avoid getting caught, and once the carnival is shut down for the night, they come out. As they do, and the evil killer who has killed all her friends. It does not take much on Amy's part to defeat Gunther, as he dies in an electrocution accident in the funhouse's maintenance area, and an exhausted Amy walks out of the carnival at dawn to finally go home. Gunther was the secondary antagonist of the film, but given his bizarre appearance, he makes it on this list as opposed to Conrad. Not much is known about Conrad and Gunther's family history, or why Gunther looks the way he does. But from the interactions he has with his father, it is clear that Gunther was never treated well, possibly because of his looks. He also seemed to showcase bizarre sexual behaviors as he starts to Gunther's premature ejaculation during the encounter with the prostitute. All in all, his development, both physically and psychologically, was stumped, leading to a retardation of his habits as an adult. The Hills Run Red, 2009. The Hills Run Red was directed by Dave Parker and written by David J. Scow, and was released on home DVD in the year 2009. The film starred Sophie Monk, Tad Hilgenbrink, and William Sadler. This film takes a similar route to Scream, as we see a film within a film that's about a scary killer. Soon things go sideways, and all this scary fictional stuff starts to happen in real life, when a young man named Tyler goes in search of a copy of the film titled The Hills Run Red. He comes across Alexa, who is the daughter of Wilson, the director of the film. Tyler goes in search of said film to Wilson's home in the woods, after Alexa tells him it is where he would find it. Meanwhile, we find out that his girlfriend Serena has been cheating on him with his best friend Lalo. Tyler takes Alexa, Serena, and Lalo along with him Villains are attacked by someone dressed as Babyface, the leading antagonist and killer in the film The Hills Run Red. However, Brooke is then kidnapped by Babyface himself, who tries to kill Tyler and Serena while they attempt to escape, but only end up injuring each
Corona. Your boy right there. This Pixel Jason. There he goes. Got him.
Babyface seemed to have psychological complications since childhood, thanks to his father's psychopath. Wilson, a horror director.
This is the level I wanted to see. Jason goes to jail.
That he donned the look of the killer,
Jason goes to jail right there.
murdering the cast.
Super Max. They let him keep the mask on though.
Babyface had carved his own face when he was young and stitched
Dead man walking.
Hello, sir.
Eureka, Lakewood, 2005. Written and directed by David H. Reed, stars Devin Gummersall, Derek
Freeze! Police! Final convict.
I don't know how he got the knife.
face off in the
Final convict. Final convict.
I can't wait to pull your brain out through your nose with a wire coat hanger. Or the other guy in the chat, I'll pull his brain out through his nose. Not you, Drake, the other guy. I'm gonna pull his brain out through his nose. The guy who's leaving the dirty comments. But I'm gonna use a wire coat hanger to pull it out.
Because this boom brought us some really good films. As I count down for you the top 25 best horror movie slashers of the 1980s. Number 25, Killer Workout. I fucking love this movie. It's like they took a Suzanne Summers workout video and turned it into a slasher film.
Well, I'll still swear at him. Right in his eye.
Running a bed Rhonda's workout, so they send a cop in undercover to find out what's going on. This movie is cheesy as hell, but is non-stop entertainment. Campbell of the Evil Dead fame. Produced by Lauren.
No, I'm smoking weed and looking at my phone as I'm trying to play this. I'm looking up the greatest movie killers in the history. That's what I'm looking up. Brilliantly disturbing. It's brilliantly disturbing, you guys. Fucking brilliantly disturbing. You're disturbing. How the hell you kill these stupid people? Said presto, you're dead. Now what do I do? Blame you. There you go. There you go. Yeah. Bingo, presto, you're dead. Got him. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Bloomin' Blum. What did it say your name was? Blooming Blum? The Bobby Bloomin' Blum? Bloomin' Blum. Good old Blooming Blum. What weapon should I use? Which weapon should I use? I'll use this one because that's the one I would use on you in real life. That's the one I'd use on you in real life, so we'll use it in the game. There you go.
Would one of them survive the other? Well, you'll have to watch this video until the end to show what made them the way they are. She deep dived into their childhood and the trauma they faced as children.
Before we go into our explanation, as far as Crystal Lake is concerned, it had deteriorated into a large pool of polluted water because an industry owned by the industrialist R. Linhart was dumping heavy amounts of toxic waste into it. But at the base of this pool of poisonous water laid nature's most grotesque and diabolical abomination, Jason himself, trapped and drowned, but not dead. Although he remains in darkness with no air to breathe, he knows that people up there bathing in the sunlight fear him and whisper his name and deeds as if he's he who must not be named. Wrapped in chains, his machete by his side, Jason waited at the bottom of Crystal Lake to be unwittingly freed by someone. And the day came along when Linhart and his junior decided to dredge the lake and its contents because a new building complex was to be made there. Despite being warned by an elder man, the Wayland, he hired a man named Midnight to carry out the job. The waste was then loaded in a truck and placed on a train to be transported off. And with all the junk, Jason, too, got put on the train. His first victim was an unfortunate homeless man, and after this point, there was no stopping him. And he began with his just Jason thing by killing the crew of the train, including its driver. He smashed one man's head with a punch, stuck his machete into another's head before tearing open the last one's jaw. As was expected, the train derailed and got destroyed, and Jason could be seen walking out of the resultant explosion unscathed. Before it was downed, the train had taken Jason to an unexpected and unfamiliar place, and into close vicinity with someone just like him, the serial killing prodigy of the Sawyer family, better known as Leatherface. Jason found himself in the deep woods when a scared man came running towards him and asked for his help against a few crazy. Soon, the crazy people revealed themselves, and we met with Hitchhiker and Leatherface. Just as Leatherface attempted to kill the man, Jason attacked Leatherface. Well, because Jason killed everyone who lived, and Leatherface was trying to steal his kill and a chance at vengeance. As the two of them fought, Jason managed to subdue Leatherface and even snatch his saw. As for the poor man running from him, he placed his face in half with his machete while fighting Leatherface. Although Jason could have easily killed both Leatherface and Hitchhiker, he did not do that. For some unknown and strange reason, he let them live. Even Jason didn't understand why he spared the two. Hitchhiker was impressed by the way Jason had killed the other man.
I can't wait to rip your heart out while you're tied to the chair, and then shove it down your throat before you take your last breath.
And the family cook. When Hitchhiker insulted his little brother, Leatherface, about losing the chainsaw to Jason, the big old ugly baby got upset and went up to his room to cry. Jason was new to these. He didn't remember what family felt like. He didn't remember any feeling except vengeance and hate for the community. But Jason understood everything then. He saw himself in Leatherface. He saw another person who was like him in many regards. Both Jason and Leatherface were discarded by society as children for the way they looked, for how different they were from other kids. This alienation had turned both of them into the mantle of brutal serial killers, into beings who were human just in name. Also, neither of them was a big talker. They both preferred silence and action over speaking. Jason signaled Leatherface to come down with him to the dinner table, and the two of them had started to bond. So Leatherface agreed. Down at the dinner table, Cook introduced the rest of the family to Jason, while Jason wrote his name on the wall with what seemed to be blood, but the Sawyer family called it Kool-Aid. It started to feel that Jason had found a new home and family. A day with the family. Jason slept at the Sawyer house that night and dreamt of the day he had drowned as a child. How? There was no lifeguard or counselor to save the little boy from drowning. Although the counselors had warned him not to go into the water without a friend, none of the other kids in the camp wanted to be his friend. And the water looked so tempting on the stomach that Jason went into it anyway. The nightmare was scaring the fearsome man in his sleep, but it ended when Cook woke him up for breakfast. Cook had prepared some delicious scrambled brains. Hitchhiker's favorite they were. If you're still wondering, yes, they were human brains. Even before they started to eat, Hitchhiker picked up a one-sided argument with Leatherface and began to beat him. This reminded Jason of another incident from his past where his father would beat a younger Jason for no good reason. Cook then gave Jason a tour of his kitchen and smokehouse. Bodies were hanging everywhere. Few were severed, the others decapitated. It was a true slaughterhouse, straight from the kitchen of the likes of Hannibal Lecter. Only messier. Much messier. Cook told Jason all about his cutlery secrets and how he wanted to one day open a fancy-ass restaurant with a fancy name. Later that day, Hitchhiker was supposed to go pick up groceries. By groceries, they meant more humans. More food. Usually Leatherface or Hitchhiker. But that day, Cook suggested that Jason should go. And why not? So the two of them hit the road, killed an elderly couple, and brought back their corpses. Hitchhiker was disappointed because Jason didn't make this woman squeal and scream before killing her. He complained that Jason killed her too quickly. Cook, on the other hand, was disappointed because he wished to have some nice tender meat of young people. What a psycho! Once back from the hunting, grocery trip, Hitchhiker invited Jason into a cabin to show him the art he had created, although he preferred to call it his hobby. He had made a rocking chair for his grandfather as a birthday present. Well, it was a chair made of skeleton. But, as fate would have it, Leatherface accidentally threw himself on the chair and it got destroyed. This enraged Hitchhiker, who started hurling insults at Leatherface. And yet, Jason...
Okay, here we go.
Where his father...
Here we go.
And went so far as saying that Jason wasn't even his... Jason's mother...
Jason's mother. I'm Jason's mother.
There's an issue here. Jason's mother was named Pamela in the films.
Pamela. Jason's mother.
Hitchhiker away from Leatherface, saving him. Jason was fully prepared to kill Hitchhiker for the way he had just...
Kill the hitchhikers.
No matter how cruelly his older brother treated him, Leatherface couldn't let
Kill the hitchhiker.
And Hitchhiker was smacked by Jason. The face-off. Supper that day was about to bring some real action to the table. It turned out that Leatherface had been reading one of Hitchhiker's comics. Hitchhiker confronted Leatherface at the table and showed him the Iron Man comics. Hitchhiker was prepared to do whatever was necessary to teach Leatherface a lesson. He went as far as saying that Leatherface should find himself a new leather suit like the leather mask he had been wearing. Now, although Leatherface is a formidable serial killer, he had always been submissive to his elder brother. If we come to think of it, their relationship was similar to that of the Hound and the Mountain's relationship from Game of Thrones. Anyway, Jason once again came to Leatherface's defense and threw Hitch to a corner. An enraged Hitch stabbed a knife into Jason's chest. But he didn't know what Jason really was. Jason took out his machete and chased Hitch. Cook knew that it wouldn't be easy to stop Jason, and he sent Leatherface to get his saw. Meanwhile, Cook tried to defend his elder nephew, but to no avail, because Jason had cornered them both. Just as Jason was about to slay the cannibals, Leatherface appeared from behind and charged at Jason. A gruesome fight ensued, and Leatherface landed the first...
And cut it off with the scissors. Cut it off with the scissors. You can go on disability. Get money every month because you cut it off.
He really wanted to protect Leatherface from the treatment that his elder brother gave him. And all that he got in return was pain and suffering.
I forgot you were still there. I'm arguing with that dude. I'm telling him to cut himself, like whatever he says. Cut it off with the scissors. I don't know what it is. It's a puzzle game. It was like $2. It must be a fake made up story.
While Cook cheered for Leatherface, Jason kept hurting him, almost slashed his arm. However, the fight ended when Hitch...
You're 97? I was born in 1922 when Al Capone was the president of New York City.
Or was it? He wasn't breathing, and his blood was all over the place, seemingly dead. Hitch suggested that they eat him like the others, but Cook had developed some sort of respect for Jason. He couldn't agree with Hitch, and the idea of hooking Jason up in a stew was too much to take. So he suggested that they bind his body with some rope and blocks of brick and throw him down into a nearby water body. It was turning out to be a full circle. Jason was going back to the place where he had started. Just before
You mean in 66.99 or whatever?
at the center of the ripples that Jason's drowning body had created.
I wish you were a flower so I could stomp the flower.
But it was just that Leatherface loved his family more than he cared for Jason.
Wish you were a flower so I could rip it out of the ground.
The cannibals had tied Jason with rope and not chained
Sparta.
Jason really empathized with them? Or did he feel pity? Whatever may be the reason, Jason started his journey back to Crystal Lake. But this leads us to...
Alright, I'm gonna have to get a hint. We're gonna ask Mama. Ask your mama.
Started pouring out of his ears. Second, who was the ultimate victim? Jason or Leatherface? As far as the first question is concerned, it seems that the water is somewhat...
Thank you, Mama.
Water gives him the strength to regenerate himself. It almost always starts with water and ends with water for him. Much like the predictable fairy tale his mother used to tell him as a child. They always began the same way and ended the same way. And as for the second question, we think it was Jason who won. I mean, yes, he lost the battle, but could have won the war. Leatherface could never defeat Jason in a one-to-one combat, and it was ultimately Hitch who had laid the final blow on Jason. Furthermore, Jason had every opportunity to kill Leatherface, but he chose not to. Let us know what you thought about the comic, and who do you think really won? And if you liked our content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one and be safe. Thanks, everyone.
I'll drink the marrow from your bones. I'll grind your bones to make my bread. Okay? Alright? Yeah, he's like 7, 8 feet tall or whatever, I think. He's 7, 8 feet tall. He don't feel no pain. He's smooth like a doll. Smooth like doll. Alright, so how do we get to that X? I think I got an idea. Oh, wrong button. Wrong button. Somebody get me a Newport. So get me a Newport for this. If I was in jail, I would have said, somebody roll me a cigarette right now. Smoke it. I said, cut it off and smoke it. Cut it off, dry it out, smoke it. And tell me how to beat this. Do something right. Do something right and tell me how to beat this, you idiot. So right, up, left, down, then what? That still ain't gonna do it. Just for that, I'm mailing you a piece of shit in an envelope. You got a piece of shit coming in the mail, in an envelope. Alright, I think I understand maybe. Right there, up, go to the bin. But then, watch what happens, See? Where the X is, I can't get to the X, I don't think. He appeared on the X, so I go right, down, left, up, left, down, right. So I gotta go back for a second. And then the clue, here's the clue. It says the dude on the left should be second. The dude on the left should be second. So it's how do we take the dude on the left to make it so, okay, I think I understand now. Alright, I think I understand. Watch this. Hold on. Right there, right there, right there, right there. I got this. I figured it out. It took me a second. Here we go. Watch what happens. At least I thought I had it. Because then I go right there. You gotta take him out from the left side. Hold on, let me try something.
Final convict. Final convict.
If I take this guy out, I can only come at the other guy from the top. So there's no way to use him as a stop. Because if I go here, there's no way. This is the hardest level yet. So I can only go two ways. If I go left, it'll kill him. So I can go up or right. Two choices, up or right. Or should I go up or should I go right? If I go left, I'll kill that guy. But I can make the other guy run. Watch this. I can get the other guy to run. Does that mean something? Alright, so there's right. Up. Left. Left. Down. There's the bin. I'm at the bin. He's humping the bin. Down. If I go right, I'll take him out. Bingo. Now up. Up, you think? And then if I take that dude out. Oh. Oh. Damn, you're smart. I can't believe how smart you are. I can't believe how smart you are. You must be the smartest person I met. I can't believe how smart you are. So you actually figured it out. I should play this game called Trine. Yeah, you got it. You did it. I did it because of you. That's amazing. There's this game called Trine. Trine. It's fun and the graphics are good. But the puzzles are so damn hard, I would need to, like, put two heads together. You know what I mean? If I ever play that game, Trine, like, if I ever play Trine, and you watch, like, you get what I'm saying? I probably would need your help to play that Trine game. You'd probably be able to beat that. Or you ain't nothing but a booty brain. You couldn't figure it out. So Drake is way smarter than you. He's about as smart as 20 of you. You made me lose my lighter. So somebody get me a fucking lighter. Give me my lighter. Give me my fucking lighter.
In the spirit of Halloween, today we're talking about the first zombie in Marvel Comics history. Today is all about In the spirit of Halloween, today we're talking about the first zombie in Marvel Comics history. Today is all about Simon Garth. First, thanks for watching JLS Comics. Hit that subscribe button so you can keep up with all of our weekly content. With that out of the way, let's jump into our story. And like any good zombie, there's life, death, and an undead rebirth. And Simon Garth is no exception, both on the page and off. His story begins in 1953.
I'll rip your mind out.
Simon Garth's pre-Silver Age and Silver Age life were cut short. That being said, the book was
Freeze! Police! Stop right there! Stop right there! Final convict.
This time we're using the coffee in the office. We get a clue. Do it from the left. Do it from the left. There you go. Do it from the left. I don't care what you got. You know that if you plug a boombox, you plug a radio into the wall in the bathroom, and then you play your favorite song, you could hold it when you jump into the shower. You could plug your radio in to the bathroom plug, and then you can play your favorite song, and while you hold the radio, just jump in the water.
Final convict.
I'll splatter your medulla oblongata. I will splatter your medulla oblongata. What you don't realize is that I got 5 channels. I got 5 channels, and this is the only one you know about. And I'm on Twitch. So you don't even, it doesn't matter if I get banned. And the guy in the bottom is last.
It took a week of slowly trudging through the muddy waters on the ocean floor for Simon to reach the docks of New Orleans. Now, out of the water, Simon met up with Philip, who wanted to turn the zombie on some prosecutors who had ruined his life. It is a show of appreciation. Philip dug a grave for Simon outside the city so he could rest in peace. But before this could be finished, a guy named Mr. Six sent his agents to steal the ambulance. In response, Philip called his zombie out to help, and all Simon could do was follow the ambulance. So he did. Found Master Six's chauffeur, Robert, who had been running away from
Oops.
and another guy named Mr. Shorty was performing. Mr. Shorty ended up turning Robert into a zombie and
forced him and Zombie Simon to fight each other. Simon defeated Zombie Roberts and threw his body right into a fire. And when Mr. Six and his crew showed up, Mr. Shorty and Simon killed them all. And while celebrating, Mr. Shorty dropped the ambulance, so Simon took it and then without a master killed Mr. Shorty too. After this, Simon went back to his swamp to rest, but ended up being drawn to a new ritual Layla was conducting, and she was then
got him.
Simon got lost while wandering around.
Time for the monkey wrench. Monkey wrench. I use my bare hands. Wait, what is all this? What's that? What's that? I think I just learned something. Okay. Alright. Yeah. That's what we're gonna use. The perfect thing. I wonder if I could change my mask.
Simon burst in on Fred at a swinger party, and when Fred realized what power he wielded, he set Simon loose on some people like his boss.
Oh, they're trying to put him in the electric chair. They're trying to electrocute him.
And then he realized that the secretary was actually Layla. Yeah, it's Layla. And before she died, she
What is it then?
right off of Simon, freeing him from Fred's control, and in revenge, Simon went to Fred's vehicle.
What even is it? I thought it was like a belt sander or something. So I think I found out something here. I could trade this stuff that ain't no good. Whoa. Whoa. Oh my God. Oh yeah, sliced him right in half. That cut him right in half like a machete. That's the strongest belt sander I ever seen. I wish I could get one of them at the hardware store. Let's see what she got to say. The dirty pig. Wait, what did she say? Oh, take out the one close to the warden. What'd she say? I got a short-term memory. First. Take out the dude near the warden first. There we go.
Zombie threw water in the fireplace and then tried to use the ambulance to will himself to a permanent death, but it didn't work, so Zombie Simon wandered off once more. In 1993, Simon showed up once again, this time in
Not the warden. So how you doing, warden? How you doing, warden? How you doing? So, oh, warden. How you doing, warden?
She wanted to test their might before she turned them loose on her arch enemy, Daredevil. Hellspawn ended up escaping, and Calypso was angry, so she attacked the zombie. At the end, Zombie Simon freed Papa Doc's spirit and again wandered off. A few years later.
Oh, warden. How you doing, warden? Time for the chair. So as you're looking at the screen, I'm in my menus. On the ps5, you can go into the menus. I'm already like uploading a video to like a party. Like I'm in a PlayStation party right now. I'm in a PlayStation party right now with 100 people. It's called the ps5 community. It's all PS5 owners. As you're watching this just blank screen, I'm sending a video clip to the PS5 community. Right there, of me killing the warden. And now back to the game. On a PS4, that would have caused the blue screen. So I can do shit and not have it be blue screen on the 5. But sometimes it's harder to stream on the 5. Or a hot tub time machine. What is all this? 51 body count? Winter Jason. Unmask. Holy shit. Holy shit. Or he's some little kid. Kid or whatever with 5 different accounts. Or I used to watch this other guy play games. And he will be up in there. He's some crazy little kid. His parents need to go in there and smother him to death. And act like fucking they don't know what happened. Or if I was the kid's dad, I would have smothered him with a pillow till he was dead. Werewolf by night. I'm a werewolf by night. Oh, you're nothing but a butt licker. You dirty little butt licker. So what a dirty little butt licker. Little stinker, little shithead.
also put together a team of supernaturals to fight the dread Dormammu. This team was Zombie Simon Garth, the Living Mummy, Man-Thing, and Frankenstein's monster. Maria Hill called on the all-new Howling Commandos. And these all-new Howling Commandos were then tasked with protecting a portal to Dormammu's dark dimension from a group of S.H.I.E.L.D. agents who'd been affected by Dormammu. The Absorbing Mantis defeated
Dormammu from Doctor Strange.
to be destroyed, and upon its destruction, the all-new Howling Commandos were pulled into the dark dimension where they kept on fighting with Dormammu. Later, back in the main reality, Agent Warwick worked on building a portal to bring the all-new Howling Commandos.
Healthcare is like hella, and other Hellboys like Mephisto are already ridiculous, but Dormammu, man, he just seems like he's. So over the course of the last few days, a lot of you guys have been bombarding me with the question of what's the origin of Dormammu. I don't know.
Hold on, I'm looking at something. I'm looking at something real quick.
Hello everybody, it's AJ back again for the Mighty Glue. The guise of the Grey Friar. And Mephistopheles actually advises Faust against the course of action, saying it is not too late to enter the gates of heaven. This is an interesting feature of Mephistopheles in many literary works. He's not a devil who goes out of his way to corrupt the innocent and claim their soul. Rather, he appears to those who have already damned themselves, and as more of a mentor, and entwines them into his service through more subtle means. In many ways, Mephistopheles is a figure that the damned find they empathize with, and he is being as much trapped in his own hell as those he turns to his side. Thus,
Final dude. Final dude.
No!
Final dude. Final dude. Final dude.
There, I finally did it. I got a low IQ. It's a real, real low IQ. Here's what I'm gonna do to you. Look what I do. Bingo. It's a bingo. Yahtzee. It's a Parcheesi. Uno. Parcheesi. Parcheesi.
Freeze! Police! Stop right there! Stop right there! Oh, no! Freeze, scumbag! Stop right there! Oh, no! No! Freeze! Police! Final geek. Final geek. Ah! No!
Don't make me sell you, cause I'll sell you. Sell you to Mexico. How dare you, you little boy? You little boy, how dare you? Baguette. I'm about to use the baguette on him.
No! Final cake. Final cake.
Or you're nothing but a little shit eater. Eating your shit again? What a little shit eater. You little shit eater. You eating the shit right out of your own diaper. Or take a shit in your hand, slap it in your face. Put your hand behind you, push, then grab it and smear it in your face.
Final douche. Final.
Changes to Stygia in a bid to become Levistus's consort. Instead, in one of the greatest scandals of the Nine Hells, she discovered her mother in Levistus's embrace instead, and in a fit of rage, she slit her mother's own throat with her wickedly toxic blade. Now, I should mention, this is not common knowledge of the Nine Hells, thanks to Asmodeus' twisting of events, with the help of his trusty pit fiend constable named Martinet. The official story goes like this. Martinet served as the escort for Asmodeus' consort Pensosia as she was leading a routine inspection of the Nine Hells. While they were travelling across Stygia, Levistus ambushed them and proposed that the Queen of Hell become his consort if she helped him depose Asmodeus. The staunch queen refused harshly and passed by. Infuriated, the spurned Lord of the Fifth killed Pensosia and her pit fiend bodyguards, while Martinet conveniently managed to escape, the only witness to this crime. In truth, Martinet discovered an entirely different preceded murder and framed Levistus for it instead. Asmodeus duly punished Levistus by eternally imprisoning him in ice, elevating Geryon to the status of the new Lord of Stygia. Asmodeus then sent Glacia to Mammon's court to become one of his concubines as punishment for her matricide. Now, all of this went on in a period where Asmodeus was paying very careful attention to a power play that had divided the Nine Hells into two rival factions who were seeking to attain enough strength to take on Asmodeus directly and depose him. The timeline is actually, this is what Glacia's doing, but we'll get to that. Asmodeus disposed Beelzebub and disposed Satan originally. This all came to a head when Glacia was consort. Mammon was allied to Geryon and Despater, and they were plotting with Mephistopheles, who hoped to depose Asmodeus.
Massive. Despite this daunting task, though, I've decided to interpret it in one piece chronologically, splitting it into chapters so as to best enable you, followed by the final Age of Imperium of Man. Of the Emperor is that quite simply no one knows the origins of the Emperor. It's all just speculation. Simply because one theory has had a vague reference at one time or another does not make it gospel. In fact, as I've repeated before, the crux of the matter with imperial history and law in general is that very little should ever be considered official or canon. Such is the state of the loss of history, misinformation, and suppression of facts within the 40k universe. So essentially, the correct version is the version you want to believe. In a universe where history is stored over thousands of years, and in times of unimaginable devastation and strife, it's unlikely something can be considered a cold, hard fact, especially when you're talking about events that happened in ancient history in an age where accurate recording of information seems unlikely or even impossible to have survived. The first version of these events is the often widely accepted background which states that in the ancient times, some humans carried a natural affinity or awareness of the war. These were the earliest psychers. They would be village shamans or witch doctors in ancient communities. Their premonitions led them to understand that in the future, mankind would face the darkest of times. Their decided course of action would be to commit ritual suicide en masse, returning their souls en essence to the war, to then coalesce and be reborn as one supremely powerful psychic being. This being would then spend the future millennia living